answer the age-old question, is the R34 GT-R worth the hype, or is it all just talk?
All right, you guys. So here we have a true JDM icon, the 1998 Nissan Skyline R34 GT-R V-Spec Edition. And let's start at the rear here, which has that classic quad taillight design that's instantly recognizable. Anytime I see this in person, honestly, it just reminds me that pictures do not do this thing justice. Of course, we've got the tastefully aggressive spoiler here, which helps providing that downforce through the turns. And coming around to the sides, you see these real wide fender flares, which comes OEM from factory, which is wild, but again, just feels so well balanced on this car and matched with those equally aggressive side skirts. And coming around to the front, just look at those halogen bulbs in the headlight housing. Really matches the look of that mean front grille. Almost looks like it wants to eat you. And going over to the other side, we can see the classic OEM rim design. That's again, JDM icon, very copied throughout the JDM car scene, and back again to the rear since it's simply too good to not give a double take. Um, I'll remind you that this is a V-Spec edition, which stands for Victory Spec. It comes with the more aggressive suspension and steering components, which really completes that analog feel. And again, on a day like today, at the top of the turnpike here in Tokyo, Japan, it's going to be a good day. Now let's see what this thing feels like to drive.
All right, you guys, we're in the underground garage here in Tokyo, ready to see, there it is, the Nissan Skyline R34 GT-R V-Spec. All right, you guys, we're here in the R34, behind the driver's seat, right-hand drive, of course, and first impressions, a little bit hard to get into and out of if you're a 6'4" guy, but other than that, once you're in here, it's pretty cozy and definitely feels special, feels like an 80s or a 90s, sorry, so to say, analog JDM car. Excited to see how this thing drives. We're here in the outskirts of Tokyo, kind of a residential area. Not gonna lie, the intent was to go to the Hakone Turnpike on the expressways, but honestly speaking, couldn't figure out those ETC tolls versus general expressways for the life of me, so we're just driving through the residential areas, which is kind of cool. If I was a kid, or if I was a kid back in the early 2000s, and I saw a GT-R driving through my residential neighborhood, I would lose my mind. So pretty special driving a Bayside Blue R34 GT-R just around Tokyo. Definitely a dream come true here. And first impressions of the GT-R, very, very easy to drive, I will say. If there's a really steep incline, you might have to do the old handbrake trick just to make sure you're not smoking your clutch out. But other than that, the car drives super smooth. And given the fact that it's a 90s analog JDM car, I think it's been so far pretty reliable and tight feeling, and rolling through the gears feels very, very good. Reverse is off to the right here, and the steering as well as the brake and the gas all feel very responsive. Again, everything feels very tight. Clutch super responsive, and given the fact that this car has 150,000 kilometers on it, I think it's feeling really good. But I think this car is really going to shine once we get to that Hakone Turnpike, so we'll see you all there. Quick Lawson stop before the Turnpike. And we're in the Lawsons, mandatory Lawson run. Need to pick up some barley tea. All right, Lawson's run, successful. Got my salt lychee yogurt drink and back into the GT-R. Next stop, Hakone Turnpike. See you all there.
Alrighty, you guys, here we are at the Hakone Turnpike. Super excited to be here with the GT-R, and let's get this show on the road and see if we can also get some nice driving shots along the way. And in typical fashion, I forgot to turn on the mic when recording this clip, so giving you my thoughts here post-production. The car is powered by the 2.6-liter twin-turbo straight-six engine. It makes around 300 horsepower at the wheels. Not a ton, but when you plant your foot and feel those turbos kick in at maybe 4,000 to 5,000 RPM, you can really feel the car start pulling away. And peeling through these corners, it really just sticks to the ground. Very well-balanced car.
All right, you guys, here we are at Lake Ashi on the top of the Hakone Turnpike, and in the beautiful Bayside Blue, we've got the R34 GT-R. And one other important detail about the car is that the trunk space for a JDM sports car is actually not too bad. Got the backpack, small suitcase in there, and if we swing around to the driver's side, I can show you that inside the car, we've got a larger suitcase in the back. So if you want to take friends, family, or just use this car as a road trip car, you've got the space for it. And getting into the driver's side view here. We've got the dash looking very analog, very good. All the GTR branding across the interior. 3 pedals, of course, and just look at how analog that all looks. Perfect driving experience. Alright guys, this is going to be the final rest stop of the trip, and just look how good that Bayside Blue is against all the other white and gray cars here. We're at the Abina rest stop, and this is supposedly kind of notorious like Buc-ee's is in the States, but we're gonna see what it's like firsthand. Yep, basically just a really large convenience store in here, a lot of selection, cool stuff, and I'm gonna try and find my barley tea and make our way out. Not much going on here, just stuck in traffic, but once again, for those of you who don't know, I am Canadian by trade, and I'm not used to driving a right-hand drive car, but I will say, feels very natural sitting on the other side of the car, on the other side of the road. I actually might even prefer it, so to say. Once again, at a standstill. The steering is very heavy, kind of tough to turn the wheel, but let's all be honest, that is a good thing. But at speeds, again, everything's super responsive, and couldn't be happier driving this car in Tokyo. All right, guys, we're back in the heart of Tokyo, Shibuya specifically. We tried to time it so that we didn't hit rush hour, but here we are in the dead center of the city, in the dead center of rush hour, but that's okay. It just makes for a more engaging driving experience. We're gonna fill up or top up the gas on this and return it to its rightful owner, but also try to stop through the Shibuya crossing just for the sake of doing it, and then we'll wrap things up. Cool thing about this car, it gets all the attention that some of the other supercars don't, from people of all ages. We're getting people taking pictures of this, mostly foreigners. It's definitely a very classic JDM scene car, but folks that are native to Japan or foreign outside of Japan of all ages, they love this car, and I think that's awesome. Good car culture here in Japan. I like it, and the R34 is the epitome of that. All right, you guys, and we're back by the hotel, and time to answer the age-old question: is the R34 GT-R worth the hype, or is it all just talk? And in my personal opinion, I definitely think this car lives up to the hype, and I definitely think that it's worth all the hype that people say about it. I still have questions about the actual valuation. I think $175,000 or $200,000 for a car of this caliber with this level of mileage is a little bit much, but generally speaking, in terms of my experience driving it, its presence on the road is unmatched. The driver's experience is unmatched, very analog. You've got to be in control of this car. It doesn't have any electronics or any of those new modern systems that makes the car too easy to drive or make it feel like you're floating in a cloud. You need to really be on top of the steering, the clutch, the shifter. You've got to be in control of the car. I think that also, even though the car is not the most powerful, it's maybe got 300 horsepower at the wheels, powered by the RB26 twin turbo. But when you put your foot on the gas and the revs get up to maybe 4,000 to 5,000, you can really feel those turbos kick in, and the car stays planted on the road as we were going around the turnpike, and that was pretty exciting to experience. I also think that even in a straight line, you can really feel the car pull once the turbos kick in, and that just makes it a really exciting driver's experience. So if you've got the opportunity to either rent one of these, drive one from a friend, or if possible even own one, then I think you would definitely be fortunate enough to take that opportunity to do so, and you will not regret it. And that's all I've got for you for the review of this R34 GT-R. I'll see you all next time.